Hello, my lovely Sagittarians. This is a reading for the week of July 28th, or when you hear it and it resonates, and it won't be for every Sagittarian, of course. Sag, when I first was thinking about this, last night actually, all of a sudden, I saw you playing a game of hopscotch. Now, I don't know how many of you, I'm sure many of you know what this is, and some of you may not, but hopscotch is a game where you draw squares, single, double, single, different combinations. You number them, and then you toss something onto the first square, and you have to hop on 1 foot if it's a single square, on 2 feet if it's a double square. Now, the thing about hopscotch is, why am I seeing this? I saw you on the hopscotch starting on this, and then it was like you almost didn't know where to throw the stone or the marker. You didn't know where to throw it to know what you needed to avoid next, or where you needed to land next. I'm going to put it that way. And there's almost a sense of, fatigue of trying to figure it out. And what Spirit was showing me was you can just get off the game. You can just step right aside and just lay back and take a rest. And that's what it feels like, is like, Sag, this is a really good time for you to be able to say, what am I doing that is exhausting me, that is stressing me? Where do I feel like I can't change this? Because the interesting thing, of course, is hopscotch is a game that is a child's game. The first card that you get that I pulled is can't and won't. Can't is the language of a child. It suggests inability and powerlessness. Won't is the language of an adult. It suggests choice and therefore power. It's the ability to choose, which gives us the power to deliberately create our lives. So now what I've got is I've got another choice card. I've got a change it up card. I've got clear and clean, which is get rid of what you don't need to. And I've also got, you know what? This is something that, and I've got the hopelessness card. Now, I think this is important. I'm going to start with the hopelessness card here, because hopelessness can, again, it comes from you. Generally, it's often triggered by past events, by experiences where you felt powerless. And I think that is something that it's difficult for a fire sign, for any fire sign, because fire signs are used to being able to think things through, get things done, organize things, take control. So when a fire sign can't do that, it can create a real upheaval in their psyche because they're so used to being able to do it. And when they can't, it can become very disorienting and very troubling. It's hard to let go and let things happen. But what you're being told here is you actually can take this opportunity to look at whatever it is going on. And I feel for some of you, it's probably a situation that you're going through that is allowing you to see some of these things that are coming up for you in terms of old patterns and that sense of needing to take care of stuff, needing to be able to do it. You're really being told, my very dear loves, that your image about who you should be, you're not meant to be better than other people. And I say that kindly. It's not like, oh, don't be so proud, you should be able to do it all. Or you're just thinking you should do it all. It's no, you've grown up feeling like you needed to do it all. But you don't have to be better, stronger, smarter, more competent than everybody else. You don't have to know how to handle every situation, because not only is there spirit around you supporting you in this, you have got, there are other people, organizations, teams that will come to you as part of inviting divine help, as part of encouraging a sense of connection to intuition, to angelic presence, to all of those things. Those people will show up in your lives when you allow for that support to come from other people. And it's really time for you to look at what you actually really believe about your values, your morals, your rules that you have around being there for other people, taking care of other people at your own expense. Just because they seem to be needier than you can run yourself into a deficit energetically and psychologically by doing that. Now, one of the things that really struck me was the compassion card. That's really being the thing that you're being asked to engage in. But what came through was this. A short workshop that I remember doing a few years ago. And what I remembered from that workshop was this. When they did tests on brains on people, where they were running, I think, their ECGs to follow brain waves and activity in different parts of the brain, what they found was empathy actually triggered a part of the brain that ended up in depletion. It created the chemicals that led to fatigue and basically, I'm trying to think now of how to say it in a very concise manner, exhaustion, and the kind of chemicals that could lead to fatigue, depression. However, compassion lit up the parts of the brain that fueled the chemicals that were restorative, that were healthy, that were positive chemicals, we'll call them. And what they were really suggesting was that specifically for therapists, guides, coaches, those people who were dealing with people who were sharing their problems, that if a therapist could just take moments of compassion for themselves, for having to sit with that, for having the experience of feeling all of these emotions because of their empathy, that in itself started self-correcting. So I feel this is very much, because this is coming in, that card and that memory with that card, around the idea of the hopscotch, and being asked to change it up and look at what your values are that might be based from childhood stuff. That you're being asked to do that, to really have compassion for yourself, and if you need to, step off the hopscotch game so that you can not worry. You don't have to stay on it. There's nothing forcing you on that hopscotch game. You can take a break, and you may want to step back on, but take a break. Have some compassion for yourself. Choose kindness towards yourself, okay? Can you let go of ideas, thoughts, beliefs about what is right and wrong in order to be able to take care of yourself? Because that is really very much what I feel Spirit is saying to you right now. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that, Sag, with a lot of love and a lot of compassion. Take care.